What's up, YouTube? Rockstar Shepherd here, again with another deck profile. This one's a little bit different. It is not a competitive build. This is actually a very casual build. Does not follow the ban list whatsoever, because we're playing things like 3 Eclipse Wyvern and other things that are on the ban list. This is a deck I made back in 2016 that has since grown when I got back into the game. And it has gone through many changes, but the core of it is still the same. So let's jump into this. First off, let's start with the 3 ofs. We're playing 3 Riders of the Storm Wind. Again, this is a very casual deck. This is a very thick deck. You're not going to really use him for anything other than a tuner to get into your extra deck. That's the only thing you're going to use him for. Then, next 3 up, we're playing 3, the King of D's. He's running your fetch to get your Flute and your Dragon Revival, as well as being a level 4 to get into your rank 4 XCs. And for the last 3 of, we're playing 3 Eclipse Wyverns. This card is pretty much what runs the deck. The whole deck pretty much revolves around using his ability. You get him out on the field, you could use him to bring out your rank 4s, and then detach him to use his effect, send him to the graveyard for whatever reason, then banish a level 7 or higher light or dark dragon monster. Then if he is banished, you can target a banished monster and add it to your hand. So he's what I use to go after all my high level 7 and ups. So yeah, biggest problem I had with building this deck was that if right there, that evil little if. And but I've recently got it back to working around that. I just had to do some stupid ass brainstorming. But that's going to do it for our 3 ofs. And I was thinking, well, 3 different cards at 3 ofs, that's too much. Well, considering how thick this is, and this is a casual build, it's meant to go a little bit slower. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. For my 2 ofs, playing 2 Blizzard Dragons. Again, another level 4 to help with your ranks. And also his effect, just stall your opponent from changing position or attacking. Then we're going to be playing 2 Hibernation Dragons. This is great because we are playing Lynx. And he can also fetch you back your Rider of the Stormwind, as well as act as a revive for a Dark Link type Dragon type. Then 2... we got more than 1 card there. 2 Axe Dragonauts. Just, again, great if you get him out in the field right away. Another level 4 to help with your rank 4s. And we're not playing any rank higher than that. And once he attacks, he goes right in defense position. Then we're also playing a lot of 2 ofs. Divine Dragon, Apocalypse. Great for recycling. As I've said in my previous videos, I love recycle abilities. And this can get you pretty much whatever type you need just by discarding, which if you have him on the field and you have him in your hand, you can instantly discard him and get his effect off. As well, I think we're last of the 2 ofs, we're playing 2 Dark Flare Dragon. This is to run the banish ability. Also, you can get his ability off, banish from your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard. It's just a really fun nonsense play. That's going to do it for our 2 ofs. Now we're going to go into our singles. Oops, and I am launching cards all over the place. Okay. Now for my singles, we're playing 1 Galaxy Eye Photon Dragon. Easy to get out. You actually can bring him out. And please go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. With Red Eyes, Darkness Metal. and just use his effect. Then we're playing, of course, one Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. The only other card that actually makes this deck pop, so you keep getting things out on the field. The Fusion, Link Off, or XCs into. Then we're playing one Dark Armed Dragon. When I first built this deck, I was actually running 2 of him. And then shortly the ban list hit. And I actually took him out because his summoning condition is... a lot of times with this, since if you notice I'm playing a lot of dark types, I wind up missing it. And I can't do anything with. But I do keep him in here because when I do get him out, just shenanigans. One Odd Eyes Photon Dragon. I mainly use him for his Pendulum ability, as well as for Fusion Material, and I combo him off with Odd Eyes Art Pendulum. Again, mainly for his Pendulum ability. Because you can really turn this deck from a small control deck to a very heavy beatdown deck with that. And then the final last of Dark Storm Dragon. Great for clearing back rows. And if you can summon him using his ability, and then in the same turn, if you have not normal summon, you can summon him for his Gemini effect, which is really handy. Okay, that's going to be it for monsters. Let's go into spells. Spells, I'm playing more 2 of everything. We're playing 2 Return of the Dragon Lords. This is just a revive for this deck, and also protection, which is really, really great. Then we're playing 2 Chaos Zones. I would really like to add a 3rd one, since we're running a pretty decent banish engine in this deck. This works well because for every monster or card that's banished, this gets a counter. Then you can remove X amount of counters, special summon a monster with set amount equal level. Then we're playing 2 Odd Eyes Fusion. Great, I combo this off with Phantom and Arc to go into Odd Eyes Vortex. Then we're playing 2 Twin Twisters. Nice back row remover. Also, I discard if my hand gets a little cloggy, and I have this. So, then we're playing 2 Dragon Revivals. Again, just Monster Reborn. Really get what you need back on the field. So, and it's searchable. Alright, that's going to be it for the 2-ofs of the spells. Let's go into the 1-ofs. We're playing 1 Pot of Duality. As you can notice, this one's been used a lot. This was actually the first copy I ever got. And I got this back in 2016 when I first built this deck. And it has, like I said, most of this deck has stayed intact. And I have refused to remove this copy. And this was before I started sleeving. And yep. Before I start. Well, where the hell is the camera? Okay. Double sleeving. Yes, I double sleeve my cards. I'm not a competitive player. I don't go to tournaments, so no rules and regulations. I mainly just play casual with friends. 1 Wing Beat. Any dragon deck I make, I always ever just run one of these. More than one just seems so cloggy. And seeing how I see Dark Storm Dragon more, this is pretty much just his ability in spell form. Then 1 Flute of Summoning Dragon. I used to run this at max and then eventually at 2, and it was too cloggy, didn't really need it. And since I could search it off the King of D, I might as well just play it at 1. Then we're playing 1 Fang of Critias. I used this to go into Destruction Dragon for a nice burn. That's going to be it for my spells. Let's go into traps. This deck is really fun to play. I won't lie, it can be bricky. But again, this isn't meant to be for quick games. This is just a casual build, It's just something to play for fun. Nice and slow build. For 3-Ls, we are playing 3 Castles of Dragon Souls. This helps with the Eclipse Wyvern, and it gives you a power boost. And if this is removed off the field, you can summon one of your banished dragon types. That's all we're actually playing for 3 of for our traps. You really want to see this card firsthand. And then I'm playing 2 Wisebred Ruins. Destroy one of your opponent's strongest monsters when they attack. Just great for just keeping your opponents on their toes. That's it. We're playing for 2 of us. Now 1 of us. We're playing 1 Pendulum Reborn. I don't really use this often, but it's definitely there for when I need it. 1 Ring of Destruction. And 1 Mirror Force. Mirror Force, we all know what that does. Ring of Destruction is for Fang of Critias fusion. And that's about it. Now let's go into my extra deck here. This is where the real fun actually is. With main deck, you don't actually have to use the extra deck, which is really fun about this deck. It's not solely reliant on the extra deck. You can definitely just steamroll your opponent with main deck only. But for extra deck fusion, we're playing 1 Allies Vortex. Love bouncing. When you get him out, whenever he is summoned, you just bounce a monster back to your opponent's hand. So when he's fusion summoned, bounce. Bring him back with Red Eyes, Darkness Metal, bounce. You know, whenever he's summoned. Then we're playing 1 Destruction Dragon. His biggest thing, you're never going to attack with him. Just summon him in defense mode and burn. Burn, burn, burn. Just pop monsters off your opponent's field and burn them for their attack. Or pop their back row. Now we're going to go into Synchros. We're playing 1 Coral Dragon. I actually do play this a lot. He's easy to get out. He's only a level 6. But he allows you to just destroy 1 card on the field for discarding. Then we're playing 1 Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Don't know why he's in here. I don't really ever use him, but when I do use him, I use him. Now this one I use a lot. 1 Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. I mainly use him for his summoning ability. When he's synchro summoned, I can just destroy all face-up monster my opponents have. Then we're running Stardust Dragon. Great for just negating things and then getting them back on the field and just attacking. Coming through all blurry like. And then finally, 1 Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I love Banish. Not many cards, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, even nowadays work when they're banished. And if you can have some kind of control over your opponent's hand, deck, and or field and graveyard like that, it just hurts them. Yeah, unfortunately this only works when it's summoned, but still. That's going to be it for my Synchros. Now, let's go into my XCs. I'm only playing 2, and that's 1 Dark Rebellion Dragon. We all know what he does. He's just a growing beat stick. And then Tornado Dragon. He is primarily just, again, never really attack, just constantly use his effect, destroy a spell or trap. Now for links. We're playing 1 Security Dragon. And yes, all these links you can definitely bring out in this deck. Real easy. And again, like I said, you don't need any of these cards technically for this deck, but I want to have fun, make an extra deck that utilized all 3. He's a mini firewall. Just bounce something back to me. Flash Charge. We're playing 1 Flash Charge, and he's good. If I remember correctly, holy shit, I'm drawing a blank. Hold on. Yeah, he's just for burn, really. Then we're playing 1 Triple Burst. Wow, I am drawing a blank on these 2. Sorry about that. He's good because he does piercing damage, and you can special summon a link monster from your graveyard. Then we're playing Vorticular Drum Gun, and I only use him for his draw ability. And again, if he's special summoned, you can draw a card. With a deck this big, you kind of want to have a little extra draw. Oral Guard, we all know what he does. And sadly, I don't use him. I actually added him to this deck when I got him because I used to play Grinning Grave Virus in it. And I would always tribute him to use that ability. Then finally, for Link Monsters, we're playing Topologic Zoroboros. Since we are running a Banish mechanic, it just seemed foolish not to add him. Whenever a monster is summoned to a zone he points to, you banish everyone including him. If he was banished by his own effect, he comes back on the field with, well, like 100 or something attack points for each. No, 200. Okay. It was 100 less. 200 attack points for each banished card. So since we're already running a banish ability, you know, it just seemed foolish not to. But anyway, that's going to do it for this deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please tell me what you think. And, yeah, if you like what you saw, like and subscribe to my channel. And also feel free to try this deck out. I mean, with any of my builds, feel free to try them and tell me what you think. Alright, till next time, bye.